And here laptop RAM, also we discuss laptop RAM. It's a sodium package. How to change RAM? Open the laptop case, check the RAM slot, and previous RAM details also. Then you can remove the RAM and reinsert the another RAM. Or if your slot is available, you will add more RAM. And if you want to add additional RAM, check previous RAM details, and as well as check the CPU support and motherboard support for a what type of RAM sizes, okay, RAM models like that. Yeah, here is the question. I got it from the document as shared yesterday. Okay, that is where is the document? Where in the downloads. Okay, so here I find one question, that is RAM and hard disk. Okay, I think it is a difference between RAM and hard disk. Somewhere here find, yeah, here it is. RAM and hard disk. So that's what I want to repeat. Okay, RAM and hard disk. What is a RAM? RAM is a primary memory. Hard disk is secondary memory. RAM is a volatile memory. Hard disk is non-volatile memory. Okay, RAM is a physical memory, main memory, primary memory, all these things are there. Okay. When system turn off, data is in the RAM, it will be lost. Hard disk is a non-volatile memory. It means what is non-volatile memory? Even you shut down your system, your data will be remains in the hard disk. Okay. So RAM store data temporarily. Without RAM, you cannot boot your system. It causes forceful starting itself, like you power on your system, nothing on the screen, blank screen, you will get it, right? Without RAM, without primary memories, we cannot boot our system. But without hard disk, system will start. But only thing is, it may not load your operating system, because in a hard disk, you will store your operating system, applications, and data. Hard disk is mass storage device. Okay. And of course, I didn't add the point wise. That's like a RAM sizes are like this: 1 GB, 2 GB, 4 GB, 8 GB, 16 GB, like that. But hard disk current storage sizes are 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte, 500 GB, like that hard disk is there. Okay. This is one thing we have missed in the questions. Guys, understand this RAM and hard disk differences?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And we already seen what is the boot processing, booting, how computers start. All the things are same points only. And we've seen that what are the different operating system, types of operating system, difference between desktop operating system and um, server operating systems. Okay. What is desktop operating system? To run your local applications, playing games, data processing, or maybe programming, audio, video kind of stuff, web browsing, multimedia, like a playing audio things, video things, and it is a client PC type of end user device, like user interaction purpose only. Okay. Server provides services, different types of services it provides based on built-in features installation, or maybe by installing some server applications. Different types of servers like a dhcp server, dns server, web server, mail server. Okay, different types of servers are there. Okay, already we discussed Windows and Linux difference also. And of course, we discussed about a difference between web browser and operating system, and different web browsers also we discussed. Web browsers. Okay. Web browser is an application, operating system is operating system which provide to run an applications. You know, most funniest question is there earlier. Yeah. That question, you know, some people still feel difficult in that time. And of course, still people don't know that question answer. Okay, can I put that question is, what is the difference between Ethernet and Internet? What is the difference between Ethernet and Internet? Anybody? Ethernet is a NIC card. It's a one kind of NIC card. Different types of NICs are there. So Ethernet is one of the NIC, which is used to connect network, mainly LAN network. Okay, you have a laptop or a desktop. So if you see there is a Ethernet card, okay, wide type of connectivity, RJ45 connector is there. We can use it to connect into the LAN. Okay, Ethernet is for connecting in the network. It is a NIC card. Use it to connect in the network using wire UTP cables or STP cables. What is internet? Internet is networks of network. Networks of network means different networks connected, and we can able to communicate from any place to any place. Globally, we can able to communicate. Like I can I can access google.com, facebook.com, youtube.com over the internet only, because all these networks are connected. Over the network, I can able to connect it. Okay. So it is publicly we can able to connect and communicate over the internet. Okay. All are same only. All we know, guys. One point. All means everything we know. That's only thing is we never thought that is a question. Okay. It's a very old question. And of course, there is a lot of old type of questions also there. Standard. This only question is like how people will answer. That's we have seen Windows. Yesterday we discussed about a Windows desktop operating system, different versions. Like a current versions is Windows 10 and Windows 11. Different editions: Home Edition, Pro Edition, and Enterprise Edition. Even Windows servers also, different Windows Server operating systems are there. Windows servers are there, Linux servers, Unix servers, and different other server operating systems also there. Also, we discuss what is a server and client. Server provide a service, client access a service. Okay, server provide a service, client access the service. Okay, actually, client request for a service to the server, server respond to the client. How server understand client request? By the protocols. You send HTTP request, it means you're asking for a web page. So web server understand your web server, you're sending request to the web server with the HTTP request. Web server understand you want a web page, it gives the web page. Okay, simple. And how server become a specific type of server. So how we can call that one as a specific server based on what service it is providing. Okay. Okay. And different types of servers are there. It's like a mail server, web server, file server, database server, okay, print server, VPN server, like that. How server can able to provide a service. So specific service, how we can able to provide by installing. Of course, little interchange. How server become a specific type of server. Same thing. This is by installing configuration, built-in features, or by installing server application in the server operating system. If you take Windows Server, they have some built-in features like IIS, WDS, ADDS, DHCP, DNS. Okay, these are different built-in roles inside your Windows Server. By installing this and configuring, it becomes a specific server. Okay, other server applications also there, like a MS SQL, Oracle database, MySQL. This will become database server. By installing MS Exchange, it is become mail server. By installing Zimbra or Squirrel Mail, It is mail server. By installing HTTP, nginx, Tomcat, it's become web server. By install and configure this Hyper-V, that's virtualization server. And other things also there to make a server as a web server. So why is separately written? Because these are all core frameworks, core hypervisors. So that's why separately I've written. So I will explain this one in virtualization part. Okay. This is also added. Here it is. What is a work group? What is a domain? Work group is a decentralized administration, no centralized control kind of stuff. Domain is a centralized administration, AD domain. So centralized administration, centralized controller is there. That is called a domain controller, which is nothing but a server. We have a domain administrator, so he's an administrator of all systems in the domain. Okay, in a work group, every system has to be managed individually, but here we can able to administrate centrally, centralized administration. Okay. So we can enforce various type of settings to the large number of users and groups in the domain using group policies. In Active Directory domain, so there is a centralized controller is there, no domain controller. In the domain controller, it maintain the database which contains user computer information, group information, services, resource information in the domain. Those were in the domain. The domain users can log into any domain computer, domain controller authenticate the user. What is AD domain? A logical administrative boundary of users and computers. So what is an Active Directory? Yeah, what is a domain controller? Domain controller is a server which installed and configured with the AD or ADDS role. Okay. What is AD? Active Directory. What is Active Directory? Is a directory service. There is two services. One is database service, another is authentication service. Database service means it contains information of users, groups, computers, and resources. What is authentication service? It authenticates users when they log into the domain computers and authorize the users to access resources, data, and services. Active Directory, I said database. Active Directory database, file name is ndds.pit. And authentication, for authentication, it uses protocols, Kerberos and LDAP. Guys, there is two word service. One is AD, another one is ADDS. AD is architecture is introduced in Windows Server 2000. Okay, it is also in 2003. In 2000 and 2003, it's Active Directory. And this Active Directory become ADDS in from 2008 onwards. From 2008 onwards. Yeah, instead of in, you can say from 2000 to 2003, it's Active Directory. The role name is Active Directory. From 2008 means 2008, 2008 R2, 2012, 2016, 2019, it is Active Directory domain services. Active Directory architecture is like a forest tree child domain kind of stuff. Okay, I think I added this one also. This is DHCP. You guys understand about a server services, mainly Active Directory. What answers you have to tell about Active Directory? This part only. This is Active Directory part. This is enough. Mainly these 2 points only. Okay. Two services. Understand? I think again people are silent. What happened?
Yes, sir.
Just like yesterday, guys, keep interact, keep asking questions. If you don't get it some point also, I will explain. Just I'm giving you a point wise. Okay, just for lesser. So that's these points is enough to speak in an interview. That's only I'm trying to say. Okay. So
Okay, sir.
next, yeah. If you are having any doubt or maybe you are once you went to this questions and any doubt like yesterday you asked me, you can ask me. So I will arrange it like may now or later I will try to explain those things.
Sir, actually, you explained about OS, different types of OS yesterday,
Yes,
sir.
yes, yes.
And sir sent us some questions in that, some in 23rd question or 24th, I don't know. They're different, like what you said is completely differently mentioned over there. I'm getting confused whether we should go through with this or that. Yeah, yeah. Little bit here, types of different types of OS.
Sir, different voice, this one, different
It's
server voices.
no, 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 not this one, sir. Uh, I
Uh,
10th, it might be 10th. No, still, 1 second, sir. I'll tell you the question. Yes, sir. Here,
yeah,
second one,
types
types
of
of OS.
voices. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, sir, mention 5 types of voices. So like, don't say how many types, but just read like this. Same
Usually,
thing.
we have many types of right, sir. Almost some 10 to 15 are there. Five to six are enough to mention.
Yeah, that is enough.
Yeah. Okay.
Different
Yeah,
ways.
that's
Types
what.
means, yeah, that's type means it's like a lot of different types are there. So I
Huh.
mentioned about a single SOS, NYS, single user, single task, multi-user, multitask kind of stuff. Okay.
So you mentioned different one in this Windows OS, different types of OS, Windows OS, desktop, server, Linux
Yeah.
OS, Mac OS.
Yeah. Different
That
voices. Types of voices. Types of voices different. Different voices is different. Sir mentioned here it is types of voices.
yeah, there you mentioned types of in types of OS you mentioned SOS and NOS.
Right. See, NOS, Network Operating System. Okay. Multi-user, multitasking operating system. Single user, single task, single user, multitask. That is this one. Okay. And I didn't mention these two things, distributed voice and real-time voice. These two things I didn't mention. No difference. It is SOS, NOS, Network Operating System. Simple operating system. Single user, single task. Single user, multitask. Multi-user, multitask. I didn't mention distributed operating system and real-time operating system. These two I didn't mention. Anyway, you are pointed out. So then I will add
Okay.
those things also. That's a good thing. Okay. Can I write otherwise to avoid confusion? I will
It's okay, sir. Better to avoid. Now I got it.
single user, single task, single user, multitask.
The single user, single task, and a single user multitask also comes under types only, sir.
Yes, types only. Multi-user, multitask. These are the examples. These are the examples. You take Linux operating system or a Unix operating system. You can create a 10 users. All 10 users can log into the Linux system at a time, either directly or remotely through SSH. We can access, or maybe directly physical machine also we can access all the users, means multiple users, not all the users, you can say multiple users. Okay, at a time we can log in, and each user can do multitasking kind of stuff. Okay, for example, I have a Linux server. Where it is? Here it is. See, this is one of our Linux server. These are all Linux only. Except this, the first one, remaining are Linux only. Different Linuxes I have. Okay, so these two are Ubuntu, and this is again Linux CentOS. This is Oracle Linux. Different Linuxes are. For this one, for example, this is mainly DevOps related. Jenkins, Git is there, Docker is there in that same machine. For example, I have multiple users are there, multiple people are running, want to log into my Jenkins, so they can log in. So different administrators are there. They want to implement something, so they can log in at a time. So 5 members also can able to log in at a time using SSH or a PuTTY, through SSH using PuTTY application, mobile extra, like that they can access. If you take Windows one, like this is mine is a Windows, I log in with one user. Okay, if I have another user, so I have to log out, then only other user can able to log in. Only one user at a time. Multiple users are there, but one user at a time can able to log in. That is single user multitask. Of course, I am doing multitask. DOS is not like that. DOS is like a only one user and only one task. If you give one command, that command only execute. Again, you have to give second command. That's why it is. DOS is an example for single user, single task. Windows operating system, both desktop and server, is multi-user, multitask, like user-wise access. Okay, I think you got the point. Distributed OS, real-time OS. What is real-time OS? Real-time OS is built for a specific task purpose. Like I have a specific hardware. Okay, then I will build an operating system for a specific task purpose. Okay, when it is required, then only I will do some updates, like I will manually do update kind of stuff. Okay, so this is make hardware efficiency more. So it will run only the required kind of stuff. Simple example, guys. You purchase a mobile phone. Nowadays, what happen in your mobile phone? Preloaded applications are there. Even you don't require, it is there in your mobile phone, right? Even you don't use it. For example, I purchase a mobile, there is a Snapchat. I don't use Snapchat, okay? And maybe I will use some Instagram or Facebook, but I don't use Snapchat, but still it is there. Some games, preloaded games are there. So we don't play games. Some people don't play those games. What I want, I will load it, right? And updates. With respect to what you are doing, it is keep updating. Okay, it delays your system. Unnecessary things in your operating system, even if it is not required to run your applications or a task, but still these things are running in your system. It makes system slower, inefficient. So these are not good for certain places. For example, satellites. Okay, satellites, military. Okay, where the security is more important, where the processing is more important than any other additional features. We don't require those additional features. Whatever we want, that is. So that is real-time OSS is not, we can, it is like, it's not like that you go and purchase the real-time OS. It is developed for specific hardware purpose, for specific task running purpose only. specific application purpose only it will design. Understand? Real-time OSs. Distributed. DI. 1 second, I will check the spelling. This is distributed OS. What is distributed OS? You can also try distributed applications, distributed operating system. So it is cluster the different hardwares and run for one thing. Like it will increase the efficiency of process running. Like a similar process running in a different hardwares by clustering them. That is a distributed operating system. Okay. So you can easily search and we'll get a one single line. Here it is. One is which multiple computers are connected through a single communication channel. Okay. Additionally, these systems have separate processors and memories. In addition, these processors communicate over high-speed buses or telephone lines. Okay. Distributed operating system is a system software over the collection of independent software network communicated and physically separated computational nodes. There are handle jobs which are serviced by multiple CPUs. Each individual nodes holds a specific software subset of global aggregated operating system. Okay. So this is a distributed operating system. That is also specifically like so operating systems runs on a different individual computers for making faster your performance of your application loading and all. Okay. These are all different types of operating system. These are different operating system. Good. Even like any doubt also, when you read, you will get little confusion sometimes. So ask me, I will clarify. Okay. Sometimes R is also typed in a speed that's sometimes it goes mistake also. Yeah, we have already seen what different types of operating system from Windows, different versions, and other operating systems also I mentioned. Okay, these are the Linux distributions. Okay, these are Linux distribution, different Linux operating systems, different Unix operating system. These are different versions of Windows Server operating systems. Anything guys? Any questions? Again, I will have to share this ones. Okay, we'll see once it is completely updated. DHCP server. What is a DHCP server? What is DHCP? Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. Port number is 6768. What is a DHCP server? What is DHCP server? DHCP server assign or configures IP addresses, IP address to the client devices automatically. Okay. So I have a laptop. I connected to my network. Then in my network, there is a DHCP server. It gives an IP address to my laptop. So then I can able to communicate. Without IP address, I can't communicate in the network. What is the importance of IP address? Without IP address, you can't communicate in the network. You must have an IP address. Either you configure or you should get it from the DHCP server. Okay. So this is the point. So that's the main point. Okay. So what is your DHCP server? Where is your DHCP server? Okay. In your home, your Wi-Fi router is act like a DHCP server. How you know your DHCP server address? When you are checking an IP address, okay, Check it. There is a DHCP server address also mentioned. Okay. Okay. How to get IP address from DHCP server? What setting you have to do in your network adapter? In your network adapter, go to ncpa.cpl. Go to ncpa.cpl. Double click on your adapter. Go to the properties. IPv4 properties. Then select obtain IP address automatically. If you select obtain IP address automatically means you are telling your adapter get an IP address from DHCP server. Of course, there is a process called DORA process. Okay, that will happen. Okay, next, if you want to configure yourself an IP address to the machine, then use following IP address and you have to mention IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, and DNS server address. When you check your IP address, if it is showing DHCP enable yes, it means you got an IP address from DHCP server. Check the DHCP server address also from where you are getting. If you get DHCP enabled no means it is manually configured IP address. Okay. So guys, if you got a question like what is a DHCP server, it means you have to tell this answer is enough. Okay. And additionally, so you can able to differentiate manual configuration and automatic configuration differences. What is the advantage of automatic configuration? Means from DHCP, what is the advantage? So, users don't require to know how to configure IP address. When you change the network, automatically you will get the IP address from the DHCP server. Okay, I'm in the office. I got an IP address from office DHCP server. When I go to home, in my home I have a Wi-Fi router. From that Wi-Fi router, I will get that IP address because it's act like a DHCP server. If I go to my sister's home, or maybe I went to my hometown, so there also Wi-Fi router is there. It is also act like DHCP server, and it give me an IP address to my system, right? So it's not required to change IP address manually again and again. In the automatic, you will get IP address automatically from their DHCP. So that is another advantage. More number of devices. I have 2 devices. I don't require DHCP. I have 5 devices, 10 devices, not required DHCP. Simply I can able to configure manually. But I have 100 computers. I cannot go to each and every computer to configure. There is a possibility of wrong and conflict IP addresses. Okay. So then better I use DHCP server. Okay. You guys understand DHCP? What to tell? Again, everybody silent.
Yes, sir, understood.
Okay, good. So when you're checking your IP address, okay, if it is showing DHCP enabled yes and your IP address showing 169.254 something dot something, it means you got IP address. It means your system is failed to get IP address from DHCP server. What is this APIPA? APIPA is automatic private IP address. If system is failed or unable to get IP address from DHCP server, the system assign an IP address itself from APIPA range. The range is 169.254.0.1 to 169.254.255.255. Okay. When you see this IP address, and immediately can say it is APIPA address. What is that meaning? You are unable to get IP address from DHCP server. So what to do? Check the DHCP server. Check your connectivity, DHCP server connectivity, and the DHCP server, if it is block your network, also possible, right? Denying particular system to give IP address, that is also possible. DHCP server does not have more IP address. All IP addresses are completed. You given only 100, but you are 101 PC. All IP addresses are done. So you are not getting an IP address right now. Okay. You restarting DHCP server or DHCP service in the server side. Once server side is good, then you have to do the client side troubleshooting also. What is a client side troubleshooting? So you can disable, enable the adapter, or you can use the command called ipconfig /release and then ipconfig /renew. Okay. Then you will get a IP address. Yeah. What is the DNS? What is the DNS? Domain name system. The port number is 53. DNS is a protocol, right? DNS, domain name system, port number is 53. What DNS server will do? DNS server contains the records of host or a server or a device names and their IP addresses. Names and their IP addresses. It maps name to IP address. Okay. DNS server helps user to find IP addresses of the remote host or a server with a name. Okay. Exactly say, if you give a name like a www.microsoft.com, okay, or learn.microsoft.com, docs.google.com, meet.google.com. The request go to the DNS server. DNS server returns an IP address to you. Okay, then you can communicate with the DNS. Of course, some people ask like they will ask for a mobile phone contact list. Okay, explain with the mobile phone contact list. In mobile phone contact list, you have a name and phone number. Do you want to call to someone? You search for the name and dial. And actually call goes with the number only, not with the name. Because this the mobile companies don't know your names, right? I want to call to someone like I want to call to Jayanti, or maybe I want to call to I will pick Ishwar. But the mobile companies don't know Ishwar name, but they know Ishwar phone number. So how to forward this number to the Ishwar phone? Like that, how to connect to the Ishwar phone, right? So same thing it is. Actual communication is by IP address only. The only thing is we do not remember the IP addresses. We cannot put all the time the list of only IP addresses. So we'll try to communicate with the names. Okay. Then we will get an IP address of that server's name or host name to us by DHCP server, DNS server, sorry. Okay. Yeah. Guys, understand what is the DNS and what part you have to speak?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, then yesterday I started for the batch from your notes only. So networking essentials part also, that is also we'll go through once it is. So physical topologies. Okay, what is a network? Networking. Interconnection of two or more devices is network. Communication between the interconnected devices is networking. Interconnection of like a connection of two or more different networks is internetwork. Communication between different networks is internetworking. Okay. Yeah, there is one more additional thing. Like as I said, what is Ethernet and internet difference? The same way, what is the difference between intranet and internet? Okay, I will add this one also. Okay, you understand already Ethernet and internet I explained. But what is this intranet? Intranet is like a local LAN network, private network. Okay, it is like my laptop is here in the network. and I have another device like either a computer or a laptop or a server in the same network only. Same physical, same logical network only. It is intranet. I have a server which is in the my network only. That is intranet. There is a server which is outside of my network. So I want to communicate it over the internet. Internet is a networks of network, different networks, global one. Internet is a global communication. Intranet is local communication. Okay. So that is another small difference. Guys, small things are more important. Okay. No one will ask you to how to create a watch, cloud watch in the AWS. They'll ask what is AWS. The simple point. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is small things, never ignore. It does not mean you should not improve. Like you have to improve yourself, of course. Bus topology is simple. We are connecting devices to a backbone wire. Simple to easy to configure, difficult to troubleshoot. Okay. Ring topology. A device is connected to other device is connected to the last device is connected to the faster device. Mesh topology. All devices are connected to all other devices. It is redundant but complex. Star topology. All devices are connected to centralized device. Either it is hub or a switch. Easy to configure, easy to scale, easy to troubleshoot. Hybrid combination of two or more topologies. Example, mesh and star topology called a full mesh topology. Okay. Different types of network, local area network, campus area network, metropolitan area network, wide area network. Local area network within room, floor or building. It is local area network. It is completely your private network. It is. Campus area network within the metropolitan area network within the city, and wide area network, it's a global network, different geographical locations, we can able to connect it. To connect the devices, guys, we need a NIC. Every device must have an NIC to connect, right? Either it is wide type or wireless type. Wide type of NICs is called LAN card, Ethernet cards, and these Ethernet cards are three types: Ethernet, Fast Ethernet, Gigabit Ethernet. Currently, we are using Gigabit Ethernet 1000 Mbps or 1 Gbps. Gbps. Small b only, bits per second. Bits per second. 100 Mbps. Wireless NICs. So basically two frequencies. 2.4, another one is 5 gigahertz frequency. You have NIC. Every NIC has a MAC address, media access control. This MAC address is also called as physical address or hardware address, which is assigned by the manufacturer of that NIC. It is 48-bit in a binary represented in 12 hexadecimal. What is an IP address? Again, what is an IP address? These points only, guys, not required more. That's why I'm repeating. Okay. IP address is a logical address. MAC address is a physical address. IP address uniquely identify a device in the network. In your network, you want to identify a device to communicate it. So IP address is useful. Without IP address, you can't communicate in the network. Without IP address, you can't communicate in the network. You can create a logical network with an IP address configuration. In your physical network, you have 100 computers. By configuring this IP address, we can divide this physical network into different logical networks also possible. Okay, we can assign an IP address, either manually we can assign or we can assign automatically by using DHCP server. IP address two versions, IPv4, IPv6. IPv4 32-bit represented in decimal format. IPv6 128-bit represented in hexadecimal format. Okay. IPv4 range is from 0.0.0 to 255.255.255. And this entire range is divided into 5 classes. Class A, Class B, Class C, Class D, and Class C. Class E is for R&D, which we cannot able to assign. Class D is a multicast, okay, multicast purpose. So we cannot use that one. We have to use from Class A, Class B, Class C are unicast IP addresses. Unicast IP addresses. Okay. So 0.0.0.0 we are not using. 127.0.0 is loopback address. Loopback or local host address is 127.0.0.1. It's a reserved IP address. Okay. 0.0.0 is also called as unknown host reserved IP for some protocols to communicate. Okay. So this series is we cannot use it. This is also reserved for a. Okay, guys, understand IP address, MAC address, IP address classes.
Yes, sir.
What is a subnet mask? When you type an IP address, when we are giving an IP address or when you're checking an IP address, there is an IP address and there is subnet mask. What is the use of this subnet mask? The system uses this subnet mask to divide your IP address into network and host portions and gets network ID of it. If two systems want to communicate each other, their network ID must be same. Their network ID must be same. By default, this subnet mask for the class A, class B, class C. So why it is not for class D and class C? Because we are using only class A, class B, class C only. Okay. So class A is like it is 255.0.0.0. It means the first portion of class A IP address is network portion. Remaining is host portion. So class B, okay, is a 255.255.0.0. It means by default, the first two portions of your class B IP address is network portion, remaining is host portions. Class C 255.255.255.0, it means the first three portions of class class C IP address is network portion, the last portion is host portion. Okay. I think I have given how to configure IP address manually and automatically. Of course, in GUI, go to ncpa.cpl, right click on network adapter, status, properties, click on IPv4, then properties. Then if you want to get IP address from dhcp, obtain IP address automatically. If you want to configure or manually, then use following IP address. Same points I repeated here. How to check IP address? In the command prompt, you can use ipconfig and you can use ipconfig space all. So if you use this ipconfig space /all, you'll get IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, DNS server address, DHCP server address, and MAC address also. ipconfig, you'll get IP address, subnet mask, and default gateway only. So try it, guys. Also, do it practically. You don't need to do any changes. Don't do any changes, but look at how it is look like. Okay. And also check it like this. These are the points I already covered. What is the default gateway? So, guys, when I want to communicate, within the network. Like I have a laptop and I have another laptop or another desktop is there. Both are connected in the same logical network, same network. Then I don't require any gateways here. For example, currently I'm sitting in a classroom. Okay, yeah, I'm alone sitting. But in case I have some person also sitting next to me, I don't require to open the door and talk, right? So I have to talk directly. I can able to talk directly. So I don't go outside to talk, right? So you are there. I'm here. We are all in the same session. If you want to talk to me, directly you can talk. No need to go outside and send separate message, right? Okay. So it is in the same network, we don't require default gateways or any gateways. But if you want to communicate outside of your network, then you have to send through the gateway. And where is this default gateway? Your Wi-Fi router is itself act like a default gateway for you. Okay. So you are in the one network. When you are communicating to outside of network means other network. So packet is automatically sent to the default gateway. I will show like this. Okay. For example, I want to ping so one of the device like a 94. Maybe I'm 64.8. So I am going with some 67 if it is there. It's not there. Destination host not visible. Okay. See it is. I am in both networks. Both are in the same network. So I don't require to go to the default gateway kind of stuff. But when I can to communicate like a google.com, facebook.com, youtube.com, which is not in my network. So what I have to do? I have to communicate through the default gateway only. Okay. Guys, understand what is default gateway?
So basically, what is a subnet means?
Subnet. Uh, Actually, subnet means it's a part of network. Subnet. Subnet mask is different. Subnet is different. I have full network. For example, you take full network. Full network means take it like this 192.168.1.0. This is the start of network means network ID it is. It's a class C network. So if you start giving an IP addresses like this is the first IP. Guys, it's a class C. The first three portions are network portions. The last portion is host portion. It means this one we can able to assign to any device. Zero we cannot assign, but one we can able to assign. So that is a called first valid IP address. And if you keep doing like this, okay, this is next IP. This is like this. You know, the last IP address which we can able to assign is this one, 254. Okay, this is the last IP. Means 1 to 254 we can assign to the devices. And this is a called as a broadcast ID, which we cannot assign to any device. So this is complete one set of network. Okay, this is one network it is. But if you divide this network into small parts, then it's called a subnet. How to divide a network into small parts? By changing of subnet mask. That is called subnetting concept. What is subnetting? Divide a network into small subnets. What is netting? What is subnetting? Divide a network into small subnets. Small networks, subnets, small networks. Divide a network into small subnets by changing subnet mask. So subnet mask will decide what is the network and what is the host portion of the IP address. Okay. So what is the default subnet mask for this one? What is the default subnet mask for this one? So class C. So 255, 255, 255.0. This is subnet mask, default one. It will tell what is the network portion and what is the host portion. If you change your subnet mask, automatically the network and host portions will be divided. Okay. Yeah, that's again big class. So I am not going. Okay, subnetting is a process of dividing network into small subnets. Yeah. Yes, understand default gateway, understand subnet and subnet mask, subnetting.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Default gateways, and also I've written about a networking devices, hub, repeaters, switches, routers, modem in single line for it easy to read purpose. You have a notes. Okay. Notes contains detailed explanation. Okay. Hub is used for small networks. Hub used for LAN communication, broadcast packets to every device in the network. Switch used for both small and large LAN networks. Unicast packets to the destination devices with the help of MAC address table. Okay. So what is a repeater? Repeat the signal to communicate little longer distances. Example, Wi-Fi router. The router is inter-networking device used to communicate between different networks, and it is also shows best path to reach the destination. What is a modem? Used to connect internet via ISP using telephone cable or optical fiber cables. I want to get internet, so I have to connect with a modem. From my modem to ISP, then ISP will connect me to the internet. Okay, internet service provider. But in your home, you don't see hubs, switches, routers, modems, wireless access point. Nowadays, we are not using that one, but of course, we are using. Okay, it's like a Wi-Fi extender. It's not Wi-Fi extender. So wireless access point used for WLAN purpose. Wireless LAN. WLAN means wireless LAN purpose. To connect devices wirelessly. It means like your laptops, mobile phones, your tablets, wireless type of connectivities. So then we use wireless access. Then if you see it is your Wi-Fi router is all-in-one kind of stuff. It contains a modem to connect ISP. It is a router which connects between your local network to outside of your network. Okay. It acts like a switch, so then you can able to connect a wide type of devices, LAN connectivity. Okay. It act like a wireless access point, so then you can able to connect the wireless devices to it. Okay. So this is about a networking devices. And last class also we discussed this thing, but I'm again, we'll see. How to connect two devices. If it is a wide, there is a two things. You need a computers with a RJ45 or a LAN port in it. And you need a hub or a switch, and we need a UTP and STP cables. Okay, so you have to make sure that all are turned on, and you have to connect your computer LAN port to your switch or hub using UTP cable. Connect computer's LAN port to wall mount, or you can use, for my switch and hub is not here. So where I have to connect to my wall mount or wall panel is there. It's using UTP cable. Now you are connected. If you have a DHCP server, and you will get an IP address from it. If you do not have DHCP server, you have to configure IP address. Once IP address is configured in both systems, try to test using ping command. Okay, connectivity. So then you are confirmed that both devices are communicating each other. Connected and now communicating. Wireless. Wireless type of connectivities. Of course, you have a laptops, desktops, or mobile phones, wireless type, right? Either you can use Wi-Fi routers or maybe wireless access point. Go to this network symbol, search for a Wi-Fi name, connection name. Click on the connection name, SSID, and give the given password and try to get connected. Once you are connected, sometimes your Wi-Fi router is act like a DHCP server, you will get IP address directly. In case of no DHCP inside, then you will have to configure IP address manually. Once it is configured, check the connectivity between the devices using test by testing like a ping command. When you pinging, guys, so you got a reply from the destination. If you got a reply from the destination IP, it is good connectivity. You got destination host not reachable or unreachable, the device is down or wrong IP address or disconnected. Request timed out, it is firewall is blocking at another end, remote end, or maybe path is not available. You cannot able to reach it on this. If it is a local network, maybe it is a firewall is blocking. If it is outside of your network, possibility is path is not available. Or it can be possible that the destination device is down, wrong IP address, or disconnected. Guys, understand how to connect two devices and networking devices? Don't worry, I will finish this part and then we'll take a small break and we'll start some new topic today. Okay. Understand up to here? Testing, ping command. What is OSA model? It's a network model and also called as reference model. It is a set of protocols. It contains 7 layers used for understanding and troubleshooting network related issues. 7 layers: application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, and physical layer. Application layer is all about a client and server side application. Okay, like your web browser. Through web browser, you are accessing a website from web server. In web server, there is a Tomcat or maybe NGINX or maybe HTTPD or maybe IIS. Okay, so web server application it is there. It is this part as like a client and server side applications. Next one is also protocols and port number. So what you do, so you put a https://gmail.com or google.com, facebook.com. Right, what you are doing is you want to access that website using protocol HTTP from your web browser. That is application layer. And other side, it will understand you are asking HTTP or HTTPS, you are asking about a web page, it will understand that one. Okay, and it will try to give a web page to you. Same way. Okay. Presentation layer, encoding, compression, encryption. Okay. These are the presentation layer. Session layer, it create a session, maintain the session, terminate the session. Very important is authentication and authorization. Means when you want to establish a connectivity, it will create a session. With along with your session, your authentication means your username, password, or maybe your credentials, keys, something like that. Okay, some public key, private key, like that, something you will attach to your session, and your request information you will attach it. So other side, it verify your authentication and your request, your session information will be saved. Once everything is received, the session will be completed. So when you are sent and received, session is done. Transport layer, segmenting, numbering, and sequencing, end-to-end connectivities, encapsulation of TCP, UDP protocols. Okay. Flow control, error correction is transport layer. In transport layer, TCP header is added to your PDU. It means the data in the layer, data layer. Okay, data in the individual layers, we call it as a PDU, packet data unit. The TCP header is added, then it is called a segment. The segment is go to network layer, at network layer, routed protocols and routing protocols. Routed protocols are logical address, IP addresses. Routing protocols will tell how to reach destination. Okay. So your source IP address, destination IP address to the segment, then it is called a packet. The packet sent to the data link layer. The data link layer has two layers again, LLC and MAC layer. So LLC is about a WAN protocols. MAC is of course, it's a physical address. Okay. And there is error checking is also happens with the data link layer using CRC. Source MAC address, destination MAC address, your packet and CRC. The combination of PDU, we call it as frame. CRC used for error checking. Okay. CRC used for error checking. Next, this frame is sent to the physical layer. It convert into bit stream, and bit stream convert into signal based on the physical connectivity. If you are using Ethernet type of communication, electrical signal. If you are using Wi-Fi type of connectivity, means wireless type, it is radio signal, 2.4 gigahertz or 5 gigahertz type of frequency conversion. Okay. Optical fiber, if you are using, it's a light waves, it will convert. Yes, understand OSI layer in simple and short? Is it easy?
Sir,
Yeah, tell me, tell me. Actually, in this one, I forget one point, but okay, I will add that one. So, protocols are set of rules. It defines what type of communication. Use different protocols like HTTP, HTTPS, FTP, SSH, Telnet, RDP, SMTP, POP3, IMAP, Kerberos, LDAP, TFTP, NTP, SNMP. Like different protocols are there. So each protocol define what type of communication. In your notes, each protocol, their explanation is also given, guys. So please refer that one also. Okay. So at least remember at least 5-10 protocols also. Okay, here it is. There's another important point is yesterday some people asked. So difference between TCP and UDP. Some protocols are TCP type, some protocols are UDP type. Okay, some protocols are both. both. TCP type protocols are acknowledgement based protocols. UDP type protocols are no acknowledgement here. Okay. TCP type protocols are reliable and connection oriented. UDP protocols are non-reliable, connectionless protocol. Example of TCP type protocols are HTTP, SMTP, TFTP. UDP type protocols are DHCP, TFTP. Okay, but I have written DNS in both the places because DNS is an example for both types, TCP type and UDP type. Okay, otherwise avoid DNS here. Okay, so what is the acknowledgement base? When source send packet to the destination received a packet and returns an acknowledgement to the source. Meaning is the source will understand destination is received. Okay, here it is. Source send a packet to the destination is not received a packet, or maybe it failed to give acknowledgement to the source. Then source understand destination is not received. Then source will send a packet again. Okay, packet again. So the destination received a packet and it gives acknowledgement to the source. So source understand destination is received a packet. UDP, source send a packet to destination. Destination received or not received, it does not worry about it. It does not worry about it. It will send another packet. Source, send a packet, destination, received or not. Source don't know. That's what is called a connectionless. Guys, connection oriented, connectionless does not mean wired or wireless network. You know, even in I was in my engineering, that time, even outside some people telling connection oriented means it is a wide type of connectivity. Connectionless means you are using Wi-Fi. Wrong, guys. It is completely wrong idea. Connectionless, non-reliable meaning is the destination received a packet or not, source don't know. Source will send, but destination received or not, source don't know. Okay. So what is this connection oriented or reliable protocol? It meaning is source knows destination is received or not. If destination is not received, then source will send a packet again. So how it will understand? By acknowledgement from the destination. You know, nowadays, all are all in online form fillings, right? Okay. So those time, like, we have to, for MSET, we have to fill a form and attach a acknowledgement card. Okay. We have to attach a acknowledgement card. So once the JNTU convener received our letter, our application, there returns this acknowledgement card. So once we received acknowledgement means there it is, our application is received. So that is a acknowledgement is card is a proof that is we sent successfully, they are received successfully. Important is they received successfully. The same way it is, the source knows destination is received or not. Okay. This is the difference between TCP and UDP. OSA model and TCP, UDP. I explained both again. Yeah, these are the some of the networking commands like a ping used to test connectivity between the two devices. So it will tells can you reach destination or not? Can you reach destination or not? Ping -t, ping destination IP address and -t. It is for continuous test purpose. Any network fluctuations are there. It means connection disconnection is happening. You want to observe the connectivities. So then you can use continuous ping. Trace RT will tell you how you reach the destination. How you reach the destination, not how to reach the destination actually, how you reach the destination. Okay. IP config to check IP address, it will shows IP address, subnet mask, default gateway. IP config space / all, IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, DNS server address, DHCP server address, your MAC address, also it will shows. IP config space / release used for remove automatically configured IP address. Any IP address configured by DHCP, it will remove that IP address. IP config renew, it will renew the IP address. It get IP address from DHCP. So, guys, there is a private IP addresses. Okay, what is this private IP address? So, if you are in your local LAN network and you are not connecting to the public network, so then you can configure your IP address from any of this range of IP addresses. Okay, from class A 10 series, from class B 170.16 to 170.31. All these 16 networks are there. All the 16 networks are private networks only. From class C 192.168.0.0 means from 0 to 255 means 256 IP addresses are given for a private. Any private IP address you can pick up and use for your private network. No need to take any license or permissions to use it. But thing is, you cannot communicate with these private IP addresses to the public IP address, public network. To communicate to the public, and you have to use the techniques called NAT and PAT. Okay, network address translation, port address translation. Okay, anything I'm missing? Please tell me. Any doubts? Any questions? Okay. Basics of troubleshooting. Windows components, whatever it is. Have we discussed this difference between browser and OS? Difference between RAM and hard disk? Okay. How to assign an IP address? System configurations, Active Directory. What is a host means? Host means a computer. Computer, system, device, laptop, all these things, we call it as a host. We discussed about a DNS, we discussed about what is the operating system, client OS, server OS, that is also we discussed. OSI model and the layers. Okay. As I said, there is a one point is missing. That is OSI TCP layer model. Okay. TCP IP protocols. Okay, it is also called as DoD model. Okay, application transport internet network access. Okay, these are the 4 layers. If you are compared as per OSA, it is application layer, presentation layer, session layer. Transport is transport as internet is network layer. Network access layer is your data link and physical layer. Okay, these are the OS layer having 3, and here it is having 1. Means this application layer is act like a application layer, presentation layer, session layer. All these 3 things done by one single layer only. Okay, we are all using TCP IP protocol suite. Okay. Okay, you are all using TCP IP, not OSA, not any other things. Globally, publicly. This is the point I missed. Okay. Hello, sir. Take a break, guys. Take a, so come back at 12 o'clock, 15 minutes.